Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your LTQ Vapor Cure Diamond Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As always, you know what to do if you enjoy the video. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Send the videos to friends. Let them subscribe. Family members. Walk it down to them and explain how important it is that they can help themselves. We can all help each other. I value everyone out there, and I truly appreciate you being here today. Let's get started with today's topic. Well, do you know that there are ways that we can train our brains to learn faster and better and remember more things? I myself have tremendous memory issues. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Let's get started. Well, you know how you go to the gym? A lot of people go to the gym to train their muscles. Well, the brain is just another muscle. You run outside or go for hikes to train your endurance. You know what? Maybe you do neither of those, but you probably wish you exercised more. We spend so much time focusing on improving our bodies. Shouldn't we also focus on learning how to train and improve our brains? When we train our brain, we'll do all sorts of great things. We'll avoid embarrassing situations. Think about remembering that face, but you couldn't remember the name. You'll be a faster learner in all sorts of different skills. It won't be a problem for us to pick up a new language even, or a new skill. Do you know we'll even be able to avoid diseases as we get older? Think dementia and Alzheimer's. So our brain can be trained to improve our cognitive skills, as well as our short and long-term memory. And in a lot of cases, it really works. You gotta work your memory. That's what you gotta do. You gotta have a memory workout. Essentially, what you gotta do is you gotta try to remember as much as you can events, things, and then discuss them, even with yourself. Memory activities that engage all levels of brain operation, receiving, remembering, and thinking, help to improve the function of our brains. You know what? We may not have a lot to correct or to detail, but we may be required to give feedback sometimes, even to our friends when they ask us questions about interesting things. Well, those are great opportunities to train our brain by flexing our memory muscles. Let's say someone asked us about an event we went to with them several years ago, to remember it. And you're starting to go down that path, remembering, and guess what? You're doing it. One good memory breeds another good memory, if that makes any sense. So the simplest way to help yourself remember what you see, repetition. That's right, repetition. When you meet somebody, for example, don't just respond, nice to meet you. Instead, say, nice to meet you, blank, the person's name. Then try to sneak that name into another part of the conversation so you can say it twice. Maybe as you say goodbye, blank. You said it 3 times. The key often is to repeat multiple times. Well, by acting differently, by actually doing something new over and over again, our brain wires new pathways to help us do the new thing better and faster, by improving very specific cognitive functions we have. Think back to when we were 3 years old. We were surely not strong enough to hold a knife and fork just yet, but when we were eating all by ourselves, you know what? We created a mess. It wasn't a matter of strength. It was a matter of cultivating more and better neural pathways that would help us eat by ourselves, just like an adult does. And with enough repetition, guess what? We made it happen. Well, you know how it applies to our lives right now? A lot. For example, let's say we're procrastinators. The more we don't procrastinate, the more we teach our brain not to wait until the last minute to make things happen. Then we might be thinking, of course, if only not procrastinating could be that easy. You see, by doing something really small that you wouldn't normally do, but is in the direction of getting the task done, you're going to start creating new neural pathways. If you've been postponing doing something, okay, on your desk. Just take one paper and put it in the right place. Go even smaller. Look at one piece of paper and decide where to put it. Trash, right cabinet, left cabinet, another room. Give it to someone. You don't actually even need to clean out the paper. Only need to decide what to do with it in order to train our brain. Just an example. And that's how small you can start. The neural pathways are still being built even as we age. And gradually we could transform ourselves from a procrastinator, for example, to an at-the-moment action taker. It's incredible. Learning something new helps tremendously. It might sound obvious, but the more you use your brain, the better it's going to perform for us. Learning a new language exposes the brain to different ways of thinking and a different way of expressing ourselves. We can even literally take a step further and learn how to dance. If we want to learn stuff new more effectively, identify our learning style first. And by understanding our own learning style, we can examine our strengths in learning, our weaknesses, and learn quicker. And if we didn't know our learning style, it's okay. Follow a brain training program. You see, we can improve our memory, think faster, and train our brain to learn anything faster. We also need to work our bodies. Exercise does not just work your body, it also improves the fitness of our brains. Even brief exercise, light stuff, lifting a can, I'm not kidding, and doing curls, it helps move those neuroconnections faster. You'll learn faster, our alertness level will increase, all by getting the body moving. Just got to remember that by training our brain to do something new repeatedly, no matter what it is, we're actually changing ourselves permanently. If you want to train your brain and develop optimal cognitive abilities, then you've got to have meaningful relationships in your life. Talking with others and engaging with your loved ones helps you more clearly, and it's also going to lift your mood, and it does things for you neurochemically that are unimaginably good. It's critically important that if you're an extrovert, it even holds more weight for you. Well, you got to eat right, maybe even avoid those crossword puzzles. But now that we know there are ways to train our brains, it's time for you all to choose a way to start. Start to improve our ability to learn, and remember, it's going to take time. We will not see results overnight. But with dedication to a brain training routine, we can absolutely see results. Let's put some of the knowledge we just talked about into action and become smarter than we even are today. Thanks truly, everybody, for joining me. Let's take our Cure Diamond Dab of the day. Cheers, everyone. Little thing packs quite a punch. Thanks for spending some time with me today, everybody. Talking about effective strategies to help us get the most out of our brains, the most out of life, and the most out of our time. Have a great one. This has been The Real Senior Stoner. Cheers, everyone.